Hello YouTube, DIY Music Survival here again for my 5th installment. Today I chose to talk about taking all the advice and the feedback you get with a grain of salt, because I feel like it needs to be said if I'm making a channel about music production, especially because it's sort of a touchy subject for a lot of artists, because it has to do with controlling and honing in your creative output and your creative abilities into something that you may not may not be instinctive to you right away. So I do want to give a word of encouragement for artists in this video, which is like, take any piece of advice you get or feedback you get, whether it's compliments, whether it's someone hating you, take it all with a grain of salt. Like, get what you can from it, but whatever stunts your growth, just brush that shit off. That includes, I mean, even like my videos, like if it don't apply, let it fly. And to tell you what I'm talking about, like, don't listen to anyone who says that you're gonna be, don't listen to anyone who doesn't like your shit or who thinks that you're not gonna succeed. If you fall down 1,000 times, get up 1,001 times. It's not how many times that you fail or you fall or that people don't fuck with you. It's about your persistence and your dedication to what you're doing and the goal that you have. So have a real goal, have a plan, have a strategy, have like a mission statement for what it is you're doing. Like, what do you not, what kind of act do you not want to fall into? What is your act about? What do you stand for? Who do you speak to, and why? All those are important questions that a lot of the most successful acts have addressed. It's a business model is what it is. So you're not just a band, but you're a brand. Treat it like a brand. And every brand has a purpose and a specific audience that they are trying to appeal to and reach. It doesn't mean that people outside of that demographic aren't going to like you. It just means that that's your target. And anyone else who wants to ride along, that's fine. I have this cheat sheet here. I looked up this article of, I think it was like 50 famous people who have had to overcome failure. And this was really eye-opening for me. It started with a quote from Charlie Chaplin. It said, "Failure is unimportant. It takes courage to make a fool of yourself." That's Charlie Chaplin. And then there's another one from Thomas Edison that says, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I have not failed once. I have succeeded in proving those 10,000 ways won't work." And I think that applies hugely to music. And then it goes on to have a list. I'm not going to describe their situations because that would take a long time, but have a list of very successful people who have had to overcome failure after failure. Here it goes. Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein, Beyonce Knowles, Bill Gates, Charles Darwin, Chris Gardner from Pursuit of Happiness, Colonel Sanders, 50 Cent, Dr. Seuss, Elizabeth Arden, Elvis Presley, Emily Dickinson, George Lucas, Harrison Ford, Henry Ford, James Dyson, the creator of Dyson vacuums, Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Carrey, J.K. Rowling, Katy Perry, Keanu Reeves, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Mark Zuckerberg, Michael Jordan, Milton Hershey, the guy who made Hershey's chocolate, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Stephen King, Steve Jobs, Steven Spielberg, Sylvester Stallone, the Beatles, Thomas Edison, Walt Disney. Those were the only ones I wrote down, but right away, you imagine a world where those people met failure and then they just said, "All right, well, I'm no good anyway," and they just went and got a 9-to-5 somewhere instead of following their vision. Just for a second, take that in, man. Imagine a world without those people and what they contributed. Where would this world be without music to identify your feelings? How would you identify your feelings without songs, man? It's a frightening thought, man. I sure don't want to know, and I sure don't want pop culture to become stagnant because people don't believe in themselves anymore. Believe in yourself, man. Be creatively invincible, man. Don't let anyone touch your vision. If it's your intuition to do things a certain way, do it all the way that way, man. And don't listen to me if I tell you that your shit's no good. Don't listen to anyone, man, except like yourself. Take the good and the bad and turn them both into good. Like, take everything you receive and turn it into well-being for yourself and growth for yourself. And keep evolving. Keep going, man. Keep pushing. You'll make it eventually. And, like, even people who like your music, like, don't get a big head. And people who don't like your music, don't get too down on yourself. You're going to have bad shows probably with small turnouts. It's not going to be what you think it is. It's going to be an uphill battle, but keep pushing. It's how bad do you want it? A lot of people, like, who learn to play guitar or learn any kind of musical skill, they see the person on stage having fun with it, and then they say, I want to do that. And then they go and practice, they buy a guitar or a microphone or whatever, and then they figure out it's difficult, and then they give up. Well, you obviously didn't want it that bad. So, how bad do you want it? That's the question you need to ask. And what are you going to do to get it? Save your money, dude. Put some money aside in every paycheck. Save up to make a production. Like, but know what you're investing in. Like, don't invest in buying plays or anything like that. Invest in authentic engagement through just living your life. And just work on your craft before you actually write a song. Get in touch with who you are and where you come from, where your culture is. A lot of people aren't really in touch with their own culture, especially in the Western society, especially in the United States. A lot of people are totally out of touch with their culture. The United States is not cultureless. There's not a people on this planet who are cultureless. You just haven't identified yourself. So really get inside yourself and identify yourself and who you are. Did you like this video? I'm going to quit it here. Did you like it? Comment, subscribe, like, all that shit. Stay tuned, because I'm going to continue to make these videos until I get a good turnout. I got a few subscribers already, and thank you guys for watching. And stay tuned, and comment some suggestions for things you want to hear about. And I'll do my best to get back and cover the topics that you guys are struggling with, from person to person. Thanks. Y'all have a good day.